Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with another edition of this week's vlog. It's been an interesting week, slow week in some sorts, and ended with a bang. But we're here. We're here, and it's beautiful June weather here in the southwestern Pennsylvania. A little on the hot side today. 89 degrees right now in my neck of the woods. It's been one of the hottest days. I have a new air conditioner on. You might hear it behind me. It's always good to hear it. Just very, very good to hear it. And I had to go make an investment over the few days, but we're here, and I think that's all that matters. So, it's definitely been a week, and we're definitely on the right path to making a better choice and hopefully finding the right way. But definitely going to try to take advantage of some of the summer activities and really have a good thing about that. As far as on the medication front, we've been 9 days solid, almost nine, I should say. We're on 8.5 of taking my medication routinely. So that's one of the longest uh, uh, spells I've gone with taking my medication routinely and solidly. So definitely a kudos to that. And as such, I'm talking about having one heck of a summer and how that's going to I'm trying to do the best I can for me this summer. And sometimes, we need to find a little motivation, encouragement, or purpose in our life. And I was looking for a title to call today's blog because sometimes I was going to do a little post on my Facebook and Instagram, but I thought let's save it for today because I really couldn't find a topic for tonight on Friday night. So I want to talk about what gets you up in the morning. And, sometimes it's hard to get up in the morning. Sometimes it's hard to start your day. And quite frankly, I start my day quite early. Sometimes it's in the last few days specifically, it's been the battle just to take the medicine and go to bed with the bedtime medicine I've been struggling with for 4 or 5 years, almost 5 years now. And I'm starting to get into a right path, but coming on to day 7 and 8, it was sort of a struggle, but I fought it and I took the medication and I got some sleep. Still, I defeated those myths that I had about it being sedative or more of a puts me or putting me in a trance, if you will. And I seem to understand it. I can get up if I want to on my own. And as such, around 5 a.m., I do get up and I start my day. And I feel motivated to start my day because I know there's things to look forward to when you start the day. The news will be on, and I know not everybody's a newsie, but I enjoy listening to what's going on in the region, in the world, and in the state. So I turn the news on, and I read my 2 to 3 newspapers every day. And then it depends on where I go and what I do, whether or not I have breakfast or not. But I think it's important, to start your day off on a good note and try not to have it be crushed or have any thoughts that are crushing or challenging to you. And yes, sometimes you will have those thoughts that are challenging or crushing to you, but you have to fight them. And I think that's the hard thing to do. Sometimes it's hard to fight your way to get into work sometimes or find or do what is needed, even though it could be just as easy to lay in bed or think of something you want to do on your own. Sometimes it's hard to adult and do the things that you need to do. For example, today it was hard to go to work. I won't lie to you, and I told people that. It was hard to start my day and go to work, but I knew I had to be there. There were things that I needed to do, and there were even more things once I got to work that I forgot I had to do that I knew I had to do. So I knew definitely I was needed, and I was very valued today at work. So that kind of made me feel good in the end. It may have been a little taxing, may have a little been a, but it was definitely worth going in. And after being mostly in my apartment for the past 3 days, I knew that it was very imperative that I got out and actually went to work because I needed something to do. And it's not in the sense that I probably couldn't find anything to do here. It's just having a hard time finding a purpose, encouragement, and motivation to do so. Sometimes purpose or motivation is a very challenging thing, and sometimes it sets us back. Many times in the morning, it does not set me back, but there are times it can set many back. And as such, it can be a very challenging thing. It can be very challenging even in the evening to be motivated or have that sense of purpose or encouragement. But sometimes, as somebody once said, you got to encourage yourself. And I think sometimes that's so true because, sometimes we get stuck in them looping thoughts or we fall into the trap of negativity and it's really pulls at us and it really makes us feel down. It can be hard for anybody to start the day right. And I think, just knowing that you have to make a change in the day, not only do you have to make a change in the day, but you have to, have that purpose and that worth and that motivation and that encouragement to do so. There's many times I think about quitting work or quitting doing what I'm doing and just remaining at home in life. But and I do a great job at advocating from the computer or being a keyboard advocate, but that's not what I want to do in life, and I plan never to do that. As long as I humanly can. Part of that means I have to be motivated to do things that may not even that may seem to take an extra step out of us and fight a little bit of anxiety or our fear sometimes. Honestly, I started thinking, um, how a few months ago I started being trying to be motivated to go to the gym, and I'm thinking, really, I need to start looking at going back again and start really getting in there and start or at least start moving more because that's where I'm having a deficit in life. And maybe if I got up in the morning and started off on the right foot, maybe that would provide a better sense of feeling good or feeling healthy and a little bit of feeling a sense of pride in yourself, really to want to do stuff and be happy for yourself. I think a lot of times I put the weight on myself, and I can wholeheartedly take the blame for that and take responsibility for it. But in the end, I know I also have to be responsible for doing what I need to do to be healthy. And I don't always do what is best to be healthy. And as you can see by my body, it's hard to be healthy sometimes. And you can make 1,000,010 excuses, but unless you go out and fight what you have to do in life, it's never going to happen. It's never going to come true. So I think that's the thing I have to take for the remaining 28 days we have in the month of June after today, is really work on finding some sort of activity in life and purpose and motivation and encouragement to do so. Maybe it is the reason I get up every morning. Maybe, having some sense of, want and need and desire to get started with my day. Maybe it's just, not living in a cocoon that I feel comfortable in. And granted, I know that the pandemic has done so much to that effect, but it's hard to move on. It's hard to transition out of things, especially if you're emo compromised or anything like that of that nature. I do understand that, but there is no literal excuse for me. I mean, yeah, I have some factors, but there's in some sense I really need the ball is in my court and I really need to get motivated, find that motivation, support, encouragement, motivation and just that purpose in life to keep going and realize what does get me up every morning. I can get up and I can read every paper, watch every news program, but until I get myself out the door and down the steps, what is that really doing for myself? Am I ever going to find that real want, need, desire, purpose, in my life? Am I ever going to find that? And that's something that I have to ask myself sometimes. And how do I find it? But it all comes from within, I feel, and sometimes you just have to feel it. I've fallen kind of on a slump for a while, and I hate to wholeheartedly admit that, but that's the truth. So, tomorrow we're going to try to pick ourselves up from where we left off on that battle and move on. And same with anything else that I do. You just brush yourself off, you pick up knock off the dirt, and you pick up the pieces and you move on. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for listening today. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest at Dustin's Dynasty, on the web at DustinsDynastyUSA.com, and on Linktree at Dustin's Dynasty. I want to thank you for listening. Be sure to have a good day now. Bye for now.